Hi, I'm Liz Gaze and I'm here with Heartfelt Creations at Creativation 2018.
Awesome!
And today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful classic petunias.
Oh, I love them.
With our flower shaping molds. They are quick and easy to make and you get beautiful results every single time.
Awesome!
So, first of all...
Cool, go ahead. I'm just gonna let you run with this because you're awesome at this. Go for it.
First of all, I'm going to use our classic petunia stamp and I'm going to use the cactus flower ink.
Cool.
So this is an archival ink and it's a Ranger ink.
Do you prefer more of an archival ink than any of some other ones? For instance, a chalk ink so it doesn't smear and stuff?
We have used lots of other inks. We've used Memento inks and colour box inks, but for this particular process we are using the Ranger inks because they've got a nice vibrancy to their colours. So I'm going to stamp that onto a piece of card.
And you're stamping on a mat. So
I am stamping on a mat, so that gives me a good stamped image.
Got it.
Now, our dies, I'm going to use the classic petunia die. Our dies cut right on the edge.
Got it.
So all we do is lay the die over the stamped image.
Fantastic.
Tape it down.
Washi tape is my friend for this one.
And then I'm going to run it through the machine. Today I'm using the Vagabond.
I love it. Zip, zip, done.
Oh.
And you just do one time through.
We just do one time through.
Yeah, all my viewers know I am like obsessive about going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
And then all I'm going to do is pop the die cuts out.
So cool. I love that you've done the stamp together as a pattern and the die together because you're going to do them both together anyway when you die cut it and you don't have to do it twice. So cool.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to use our stack and store daubers.
Love them.
And if you notice, they're a triangular shape and they are domed. So you can get precision colouring and shading with these.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to use the leaf green again and I'm going to go into the centres of the petunia and I'm going to use my triangle point at the outside and literally go up each petal.
Very cool. Now, if you wanted to use a different color besides the same two colors, just to bring in something else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just...
sometimes it's nice to use a yellow center. So I have used the Harvest color in the chalk inks, in the colour box inks.
Right.
And that gives a nice combination with pinks.
Very cool.
So I'm just going to quickly use a circular motion on the leaves and colour.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to go back in with my triangular point and go upwards to get some shading in the centre.
Get those veins.
Absolutely. The beauty of this is the precision with that triangular tip.
Love it.
Okay, so I've finished my leaf, but I'm going to go back in and do my flower.
Oh, and add some color to the flower
add
now.
Some colour.
Got
so
it.
I'm using the cactus flower by Ranger and I am going to shade like so. So I'm getting a shaded.
I love the way you say that. Shaded.
Well, I'm from the UK.
I love it. You know, it's funny because when we're from here, like, well, I'm not from here, I'm from Canada, but, you know, when you hear somebody else has a different accent than from a different country, like, I probably sound, you know, very different from what you're used to listening to. So it's fun to hear.
It's fun to hear people's accents.
It's so fun to hear.
Is.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to give a little bit more on the edges.
Love it.
And then we're going to work some magic with our molds. So, I'm going to use our 3D general flower shaping mold.
Very cool.
So we have the lid and you can see the dimension.
Right.
So we're going to place the stamped images into this side.
Okay.
That will go on top and that will depress and make the moulding shape onto the paper.
And even though that's not the same shape as the stamp and the flower that we're using, it still works. It's just giving...
It sure does, yeah.
Oh, and even the leaves.
Yeah, and the leaf.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to use a spritzer
This is giving a little flexibility to the paper so it can bend and move without cracking, right?
So I've just done that. And what we can do is, if you were wanting to make a more in-depth flower like this,
right,
you can stack 3 all together, spray each one as you put them in,
right,
and do exactly what I'm going to do now, but you will have 3 all in one go.
Got it. So you can do a 1-layered flower or a multi-layered flower.
Absolutely.
But 4 is too much?
Oh, we haven't tried 4.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we will before we go home. Okay. I'm going to use the 2 plates and a shim, and I'm just going to run this through the vagabond.
There it goes. Whee!
Like so.
Ooh, it popped. Is that okay?
It's fine.
All right. So it can creak and pop and do its thing.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. We always hear these funny noises and go, oh, did I do something wrong?
Absolutely. And then all we're going to do is tip them out like so.
Oh, magic. So this is kind of replacing the stylus that you used to use with the ball.
We do use the styluses with them as well.
Okay.
I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to tickle its tummy.
I love it.
You can see
look
the
at
dimension.
Oh, right,
and the shaping on the back.
Oh, that's so cool.
So these are perfect. I myself sometimes have trouble with my hands and my wrist.
So that just makes life a whole lot easier.
So it makes life so easy, and you get perfect flowers every time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tickle its tummy with my stylus, and the same with the leaf.
And you, again, one hand, so you're letting it move.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
And then I'm going to use the piercing tool and the piercing mat, and I'm just going to pierce through. Like
Pierce.
So.
I thought you were saying paste. Piercing.
Piercing.
Got
yeah.
Got it.
There we go.
Very cool.
So, what we're
and you guys also sell these tools as well.
Yes.
It's a magnetic. I think I remember you saying that the pieces that you go on either end are magnetic, correct?
Let me show you. Look. Okay. So they literally come out like that, and they're in.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. I love that. And how many different ends are there that come in that set?
Okay,
She's looking for.
I don't have one. Oh, I do have one. Here we go. So this is the deluxe flower shaping kit.
Very cool.
This is the one with the piercing tool and the matting.
Yeah.
And these are all.
Oh, look at them all.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a handle.
Yeah.
And we have the
big piercing mat that goes in
and
there.
And the moulding mat.
Oh, fantastic.
So, and it's all in one.
That is awesome.
It has a lovely magnetic.
So it's a case that you can keep. Yeah, it's like a little book you put on a bookshelf.
Yes.
Fantastic.
All looks nice and pretty.
Oh, yeah, and it's labeled on the spine so you can find it. So I love that.
So what I'm going to do now is I've taken some stamens.
Okay, you got to look at the candy jar of stamens. I just want to take that home. I really do. It's like a beautiful little bouquet that I could just sit on my desk. I love that.
So I've taken some stamens, and I'm using 5.
Okay.
That's my personal preference, but you can use how many or as little as you want.
But odd numbers tend to be better, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've just twisted at the end.
Oh, smart.
Just to make it easy.
Got it.
All I'm going to do is thread it through there.
So pretty.
And I'm going to use a little bit of glue along here, along the bottom of the flower.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to thread my leaf.
So pretty.
Okay.
I love that.
And then we're going to add some glitter.
Gotta have glitter.
Gotta have glitter. So I'm going to use a sponge.
Oh, you're putting the glue on the sponge.
I'm going to put some glue onto the sponge.
Smart.
Okay, this is dry clear glue, so if you get too much on, don't worry, because it will just dry clear and leave the glitter. And I'm just going to add some glue.
That's a smart way. Instead of getting it all, I mean, you got it on your finger anyway when you smeared it across.
I smeared it because I probably put a bit too much on.
But the fact that you're putting on a little sponge, that's smart. Now, how obviously that sponge over time is going to get a little too hard and rough.
It will, but they come in big rounds, and we just cut it down. So we cut a little piece off.
Yeah, and a little, that thing will last you a while.
It sure
That's a
does.
smart way to do it.
So now all I'm going to do
Look at the tub of glitter.
Oh,
tub of glitter.
Pretty.
So pretty.
Is dip it in. give it a shake,
Yeah.
and there you go.
So pretty. I absolutely love that. Now, that same flower, die, and stamp set can be used. This is just one of many flowers that you can do with it.
Yeah.
This
So
is the layered.
The multiple one.
Right.
And this is exactly the same flower,
Except
it's
not
just been
on
made differently.
not on a stem, and the
That's
tips
right.
are a little different.
Yeah.
And
so if
very
you're
cool.
wanting to put these onto a project,
Right.
all you need to do is snip the ends off and use hot glue to glue them on.
Very cool. Just look at some of these other beautiful dies over here. I absolutely love it. Ooh, look at that one.
That's the
That's
tropical
cool.
plumeria, and this is the flowering dogwood,
I love it.
and this is the lush lilac,
So pretty.
and we have a new mold for that which releases in February.
Awesome.
And then we have the classic rose. We have a mold to make this,
Ooh.
which makes making roses so easy.
That's smart. I'm loving this mold idea. That's smart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I
very
greatly
welcome.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for joining us.
And if somebody wants to find Where Heartfelt Creations, how can they find you from home?
They can go to www.heartfeltcreations.us.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much,
You're
and I
welcome.
appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.